Now on KEZI 9 News at 4, weeks after a deadly police chase and shooting in Florence, we're finally learning more about what really happened. Plus, a high-speed chase down Franklin Boulevard overnight lands one man behind bars. We'll have the details on how it all started coming up.
And it is a gorgeous end to the work week. Why not head down to PK Park? The Eugene Emeralds playing tonight. I'll have a close look at your forecast for tonight and this weekend as KEZI 9 News at 4 starts now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4.
We're learning more information today about the deadly officer-involved shooting in Florence. Thank you for joining us. I'm Oscar Maciel. Megan Higgins has the night off. Officials finally answered many of our questions about what happened at a press conference earlier today. Let's get right to KEZI 9 News reporter Danielle Arman, who was at that meeting and is live with more details on our top story.
Oscar, the most surprising thing we learned is that deputies say this all started with shots fired 2 days earlier when a deputy tried to pull over 37-year-old Cameron Ullman. They say he fired shots at that deputy and that chase was called off. Officials say 2 days later on June 24th, police spotted Ullman again, this time in Mapleton on Highway 126 West. The chase eventually led to Highway 36 and spike strips were used near North Fork Siuslaw Road. The Lane County Sheriff's Office says that that is where Ullman fired at deputies and his wife Jessica jumped out of the moving car. Police say over the course of the next hour, Ullman carjacked a pickup and was able to briefly get away. They say minutes later, a man reported his car being stolen at gunpoint. Deputies used spike strips again to slow him down, but he kept going. Once he was headed towards Florence on Highway 126, deputies say they were forced to spin his car, and a short time later, Ullman died in a shootout with police near the Three Rivers Casino.
My conclusion is that the use of force was justified by our law enforcement members, and I am grateful to their response to these events.
KEZI 9 News spoke with Jessica Ullman shortly after this incident. She said Cameron was planning a, quote, suicide by cop. The Lane County District Attorney says the medical examiner is still trying to determine how many times Ullman was shot. And police say Jessica Ullman actually tried to distract officers to interfere with the chase. That's when Cameron was able to carjack that pickup truck. And coming up at 5, I'll tell you about the injuries deputies suffered during the pursuit. Live in the studio, Danielle Arman, KEZI 9 News.
All right, thank you, Danielle. Well, a standoff in Junction City may be over, but police still have not taken anyone into custody. Eugene police were called to the Villager Apartments on the 400 block of East 6th Avenue around 10:45 last night. They were told a man wanted for robbery in Eugene was in the area and may be armed. Police were talking with someone inside the apartment, asking them to come out and answer the phone, but no one came out. Police eventually cleared the area without making any arrests. Well, a man is facing charges after a high-speed chase overnight ends in a rollover crash in Eugene, leaving a woman injured. Springfield police say it started around 2:30 this morning when they tried to stop a Jeep Cherokee on Franklin Boulevard in the Glenwood area. Officers say the Jeep took off, reaching speeds close to 90 miles an hour. They say the Jeep hit a curb and crashed while trying to turn at the intersection of Franklin and 11th in Eugene near Old Campus Lane. That's when they say 24-year-old Terrence Pate Jr. got out and ran, leaving his 24-year-old female passenger in the overturned Jeep. Police say he tried to hide in the water at the mill race, but was eventually arrested by Eugene police, who also responded along with UOPD. Pate faces several charges, including reckless driving, eluding, and felony hit and run. And police say they later found heroin inside the Jeep and are now looking into drug-related charges. The female passenger and Pate were both taken to the hospital with minor injuries. New information on a recent gun theft at Cabela's in Springfield. Police arrested a man accused of taking 4 rifles during 3 different visits to the store. Police say they arrested 30-year-old Dennis Rotherham, a convicted felon, on Monday. They say someone recognized Rotherham from a photo they released and notified police. They say that tip then helped them find one of the stolen rifles, but 3 of them are still missing.
He doesn't have a permanent address. He's kind of on the lam, and so we had a little bit of difficulty finding him. But once we found him, then we generated a little bit more information. We're able to act on investigative leads that led us to this one firearm.
Rotherham faces burglary and theft charges in addition to felon in possession of a firearm. Police are releasing the surveillance video from the theft, and we'll take a look at that and how the man was able to get away tonight on KEZI 9 News at 5. A car crash on the University of Oregon campus left one person dead last night. A spokesperson with UO Police says the accident happened just before 6:30 on 15th Avenue west of Agate Street. They say the driver of a truck, 53-year-old Todd Jeffrey Hansen, drove into two parked cars. Hansen's wife tells police she was inside the truck with him and that he had a possible heart attack behind the wheel. Officials say the Hansens were visiting from California for a new student orientation event. Emergency crews tried to revive him but were unsuccessful. No other injuries were reported. Well, traffic is moving again after a tanker truck crash shut down both directions of Highway 99 near Corvallis. The truck crashed 10 miles north of the city near Adair Village early this morning. The truck, which is owned by Oregon Petroleum Transport, spilled 3,000 gallons of fuel. Firefighters say there were no injuries. ODOT says the southbound lane will be closed for the rest of the day so that hazmat crews can clean up. Drivers should expect delays or just avoid the area. Well, tonight, as the Eugene Emeralds take on the Tri-City Dust Devils, KEZI 9 News is sponsoring a fun little giveaway. The first 1,000 fans through the gates get a freezer mug. Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen is live at PK Park with more details on that, plus a look at tonight's Storm Tracker 9 forecast. Marissa?
That's right, Oscar. We are giving away some of those freezer mugs. I'll have a look at those coming up. But right now, we are expecting some great weather tonight. You can see some of the Eugene Emeralds behind me already getting ready for the game. First pitch is at 7:05, so we do still have just about 3 hours. We are looking at some great baseball weather as we move into this evening. Let's take a look at your current conditions. We are looking at mostly sunny skies across the area. There are some clouds out along the coastline, especially. We will see more marine clouds, too, as we get into tonight. But currently in Eugene, we are looking at mostly sunny skies and warm temperatures. At this hour, we're sitting in the 70s, though we are a little bit cooler than this time yesterday. That's because we did have quite a few marine clouds out there this morning. We're at 79 in Corvallis, 77 in Eugene, 80 in Roseburg. Along the coast, looking at the low to mid 60s. As we move into this evening, if you're planning on heading out to PK Park, get ready for more sunshine. Otherwise, clear skies. The sun setting at 8:50 tonight. Temperatures will be mainly a mix of 70s before cooling into the 60s. Cooler temperatures tonight than what we've had the past couple of games. I'll have a close look at your forecast as we move into the weekend, no matter what your plans are, and a look hopefully at those freezer mugs coming up in just a bit. Oscar?
Well, overcoming tragedy. Coming up on KEZI 9 News at 4:30, we'll introduce you to an Oregon police officer who's sharing his story of sorrow and strength for being paralyzed on the job. But first, being in the right place at the right time. When we come back, we'll show you how one delivery truck driver was able to help a homeless veteran.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4 with Megan Higgins, Oscar Maciel, and Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Oregon City Police are praising a delivery truck driver who helped a homeless veteran in need. As Catherine Cook explains, the help came at the right time for a man who was about to lose everything he owned.
At Money Saver Mini Storage in Oregon City, there are 456 units, some filled with renters' excess riches, others just the bare essentials.
Like Mitchell, this is everything he has.
Mitchell St. Marie. The Army veteran recently lost his job, his home, and sleeps on the street now. Manager Michelle Gardner says this week Mitchell couldn't pay his storage rent.
It breaks my heart because since I'm the manager, I'm not allowed to pick and choose who can find help.
He checked his balance and he only had about $68 left in his account.
Oregon City Police Officer Mike Day stopped by to help. It's his first week as the department's new homeless liaison. As he and Michelle agonized over what to do, a solution walked in.
While the manager is telling the officer this, I just kind of asked, well, how much does he owe?
Josh Dale was delivering packing supplies for Pioneer Packaging.
Next thing I know, I'll pay for it. What's his bill? And, it's $172. Okay, well, matter of fact, I'll pay for 2 months.
I got to help, somebody out, and bonus, it was a vet.
The group told Mitchell, who'd been sorting through his belongings, preparing to part with most of them.
He teared up a little bit. It was really, really kind. He just couldn't really believe that somebody was willing to do something like that for him.
It's powerful, being witness to it. I don't know. I still have faith in humanity, but for those who maybe are lacking a little bit of faith in humanity, it's acts like that that restore fate?
I'm nobody special. You know, I'm just a guy that happened to be in a certain place at a certain time. So saw an opportunity to help somebody, so I did.
Now Mitchell,
He wants to get on his feet, very much so.
has a fighting chance.
And it feels good.
A good story there. Catherine Cook reporting Mitchell has since been hospitalized after police noticed he had a leg wound, which was badly infected. Once he's out, they hope to help him with more resources. Well, today's dozens of Special Olympic athletes and police officers ran the streets of Eugene and Springfield carrying a torch, all in preparation for this weekend's games. The group made their way from the Springfield Police Department to Autzen Stadium, then to the Valley River Center.
It's exciting. My heart is just getting pumped, and I get to see the cops coming towards our way, and I'm just like, oh boy, here they come. I'm getting ready to run. Come on, folks, let's do this. Let's do this for the year 2017.
Well, the torch travels hundreds of miles across the state every year and will make its final stop in Corvallis for opening day. Well, new this year at the Special Olympics in Oregon, something called Olympic Town. It's located right outside Reser Stadium. KEZI 9 News got a firsthand look at the new festival-style event center. The infrastructure is almost complete, with vendors moving in early tomorrow morning.
We want to provide shade, and also we have some activities going on for long periods of time. So right here, they're starting to build up the stage, and we'll have music and activities right here.
Coming up tonight on KEZI 9 News at 5, we'll show you what's in store for the athletes and fans ahead. In Fire Watch, nearly 40 wildfires are burning today in the western part of the country. Weather conditions aren't helping, with extreme temperatures bringing new threats. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports from Los Angeles.
An excessive heat warning as Southern California copes with a dangerous heat wave, with temperatures soaring well into the triple digits.
Just trying to stay out of the heat.
Firefighters here concerned about the potential of wildfires as others burn elsewhere in the west. Near Breckenridge, Colorado, nearly 500 homes evacuated as fire crews battle flames.
We're working hard to find ways to get you home.
In eastern Washington state, thousands of acres charred.
I'm trying to say it's not going to come down this way, but you never know.
And in Northern California, the Winters fire.
We could see, huge bunch of smoke going up,
forcing mandatory evacuations. And here in Southern California, along with this potentially record-breaking heat, thunderstorms are also in the forecast for some areas, bringing the concern that lightning could also spark new wildfires. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, it's great weather here out at PK Park for the Eugene Emeralds game, so why not head down, maybe kick up your feet watching a great game as well. I'll have a look at your forecast, not only for this evening, but also for the weekend, coming up next.
Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, I am live here at PK Park where batting practice is starting. So if you see me look off to the side, it's because I keep hearing the crack of the bat and I just don't want to get hit. Hopefully, maybe you can catch one of these at the game. A nice little baseball here if you're coming out tonight. First pitch is at 7:05. If you might not be lucky enough to catch one of these, if you come here early, once gates open at about 6 o'clock, you may actually get a free freezer mug as well. It has the Eugene Emeralds logo on there, and we'll also be giving those away as well. It'll be at the gate, the home plate gate. So yes, great weather expected for baseball tonight, and also great weather this weekend. Let's take a live look outside right now over Roseburg, where we do have beautiful blue skies, not only in the Umpqua Basin, but actually across most of western Oregon. You can see here in Roseburg, where we do have the blue skies, we also have some of the warmest temperatures. So currently we are sitting mainly in the 70s across the area. It is a little bit cooler than yesterday. We actually popped up to 80 in Roseburg. Winds are to the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour. But in Eugene, we're at 77. Corvallis, you're at 79. And out along the coast, low to mid-60s at this hour. Storm Tracker 9 satellite radar showing some of the cirrus clouds moving in from the west. You can actually see them here. They're kind of a wispy look, and that's because they're made out of ice crystals. So a pretty cool sight here. As we zoom out, we do still have high pressure in control. So that'll keep our weather dry, but we are going to see the return of some marine clouds as we get into tonight. Though for tonight, I do expect them to mainly just stay out along the coastline. You can see here by 11 o'clock marine clouds along the coast, but inland still remaining mostly sunny. Now, Stormcast is going to try to pull in some clouds for the Umpqua Basin. There is a slight chance for that, but the ball is coming my direction. Whew. Okay, just to let everyone know, that was about 20 feet from me. Okay, back to your forecast. As we put things in motion, by the time we get to lunchtime tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, inland, marine clouds out along the coast, but eventually burning off and moving just offshore. By the time we get to 5 o'clock, this will be the sunniest part of the day. And also the M's have another game tomorrow. First pitch is at 7:05. By the time we get to about 11 o'clock, looking at mostly clear skies inland, but the marine clouds will return along the coast. So for tonight, marine clouds for the coast, mostly clear inland. Lows will be in the low to mid 50s as you wake up tomorrow morning. By the afternoon for the coast, highs will be into the mid 60s. It will still be a bit breezy. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 with gusts near about 25 miles per hour. For the Umpqua Basin, highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, mostly sunny skies for your Saturday. For those planning on traveling into the mountains tomorrow, great weather, about the same temperatures in the foothills as across the passes, so low 80s for the highs and lows will be a mix of 40s and 50s. Finally, for the Willamette Valley, looking at temperatures in the mid 80s, including for those of you headed to Corvallis for Special Olympics Oregon. Temperatures will top out at 87 degrees in the afternoon, though we will start in the low 50s. 70 forecast out along the coast. I've made some minor adjustments, but still kind of the main story will be the marine clouds moving in each night, lingering through the morning, then back to sunshine for the afternoon. Highs will continue to be in the mid to upper 60s. For those of you in the Umpqua Basin, upper 80s Saturday and Sunday. We will cool down a bit with some marine clouds Monday morning, but then we're back to the sunshine for the rest of the week, and it does look like temperatures will try to climb a bit back closer to that 90-degree mark by midweek next week. The Cascade Passes, sunshine near 80 degrees tomorrow, then the 70s for the rest of the weekend, middle part of next week and actually into the end of next week. And finally, for the Willamette Valley, we are looking at some sunny skies as well this weekend. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. We'll cool down a few degrees on Monday. That's because we'll see a good push of some marine clouds as we head into Sunday night and Monday morning. That'll take things down just a couple of degrees. But we're back into the mid 80s as we head into next week as well. But if you're planning on coming down here to the Eugene Emeralds game tonight is probably one of the better nights because the temperatures really won't be that extreme. Right now we're sitting in the upper 70s. By game time we'll already probably be in the low 70s and then eventually cooling off into the upper 60s by the end of the game. But yes, expecting some nice weather out here, and don't forget that free giveaway as well. We'll only have a limited amount of those free freezer mugs again, and we'll be handing them out as well later tonight. Gates open at 6 o'clock. Oscar?
All right, looks like fun. Be careful out there, Marissa. Heads up. Well, all right, well, the 48th Annual Oregon Country Fair is currently underway with more than 45,000 people expected to attend over the weekend. KEZI 9 News reporter Brady Wakayama shows us what we can expect along with some nifty dance moves.
Organizers say that this is a great place to express yourself, whether it's dancing or the clothes you're wearing. The Oregon Country Fair features 18 stages of entertainment, more than 80 food booths, and nearly 350 craft booths featuring 700 vendors. Organizers say the fair will showcase circus acts, spoken word, and musicians. Fairgoers I spoke with say the fair is a place to inspire creativity and promote a sense of unity.
It's good vibes, good energy. You know, I love to see the spirit of unity and peace and love in the crowd and just people being open and free. And it's obviously a place for creativity and expression.
It is just so glorious every year when I come back. It's been a hard year, so it's so lovely to be here and smile and just see people who are just here to enjoy each other.
Organizers want to remind people that tickets aren't available at the fair site and must be purchased online at ticketswest.com. And coming up next on KEZI 9 News at 5, I'll show you one of the most iconic attractions here at the Country Fair. Reporting in Veneta, Brady Wakayama, KEZI 9 News.
Oh, looks like fun. In need of a new friend to spend your time outdoors with? Coming up next in Pet of the Week, we'll introduce you to an active little pup in need of an energetic companion.
Everybody, welcome back to Pet of the Week. This is Bailey. Watch, Bailey's a good girl. Bailey, yes, you love your treats. We have Janice here with Green Hill Humane Society talking about Bailey because Bailey is a very energetic dog. Let's turn it around to your better side. I think you got a better side over here who is obviously looking for a forever home. We can make a home for her. I know we can. Somebody out there is going to fall in love with this dog.
They are. So Bailey is a 10 years young rat terrier mix. And she's very playful. She likes her squeaker toy.
Yes, she does.
Her adoption fee is $85. She appears to be house trained. She was surrendered when her owner could no longer take care of her.
Oh, look at that beautiful little coat, beautiful little body, beautiful little tail.
Yeah, she's a sweet little girl. She just likes to play, likes to cuddle, and loves her toys, and still has a very good energy level on her walks.
I know, really. No, you were walking over here with the treats. She was jumping up to get them. She is 10 yeyears young, just as you said.
She is, yeah.
What else is going on at Green Hill Humane Society right now?
Well, if you get on our website and check our events calendar, we have the ball game coming up with the M's. That's on the 18th.
Always fun.
We have cat yoga on the 16th.
Cat yoga?
Yes, yoga in our academy. Bring your own mat.
How fun. Yeah. For more information on Pet of the Week, go to our website at kezi.com. Bailey, say cheese. There you go.
All right, well, from pups to polar bears in Budapest Zoo were cooling off from the hot weather this Friday with the help of massive blocks of ice. Take a look. The cubes originally weighed up to 265 pounds each at the start of the play session. The Hungarian capital is currently experiencing a heat wave with temperatures around 93 Fahrenheit. The polar bear cubs, they seem pretty excited to cool off with those giant ice cubes. Well, if you're planning to fly in 2018, like to travel to see those polar bears, you may not be able to get past security with your current license. That's because of a new bill the Oregon legislature just passed, requiring the state to issue new IDs that are in compliance with federal guidelines. But some travelers are now worried about how much this new law will cost them.
If they feel like our current state ID is not secure enough, then they should do it, or depends on how much it costs the taxpayer.
But the alternative is you can travel with a passport, which expires every 10 years and costs some money, but those are always good.
Well, state lawmakers say the bill is now headed to Governor Brown's desk. Well, we'll show you the inspirational story of one Oregon police officer who was paralyzed on the job and his amazing comeback to live out his dreams on the force. And do you have a tip or story idea? We'd love to hear it. You can email us at listens@kezi.com or just give us a call at 284-KEZI. We'll be right back with all of your top stories with KEZI 9 News at 4:30.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 4 with Megan Higgins, Oscar Maciel, and Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, today we're learning more about last month's deadly officer-involved shooting in Florence. Officials say deputies were justified in using force during that shooting. That's just one of the top local stories we've been covering on this Friday. Officials say 2 days before the shooting, a deputy tried pulling over 37-year-old Cameron Ullman, but he shot at the deputy. They say the chase was called off. Then on June 24th, police spotted Ullman in Mapleton on Highway 126 West. A chase led to Highway 36 where spike strips were used near North Fork Siuslaw Road. They say Ullman fired at deputies and then his wife, Jessica, jumped out of the moving car. During the next hour, they say Ullman used a gun to steal someone's pickup truck. When deputies found him, they used spike strips again, but he kept going towards Florence. Deputies say they were forced to spin his car, and a short time later, Ullman died in a shootout near Three Rivers Casino. Ullman's wife tells us that Cameron was planning suicide by cop. While police arrested 24-year-old Terrence Pate Jr. for allegedly leading officers on a high-speed chase down Franklin Boulevard. Springfield police say it started around 2:30 this morning in Glenwood when they tried to pull over Pate, but say he drove off, hitting speeds near 90 miles an hour. They say he crashed near Franklin and 11th and Eugene. Officers say he left his female passenger inside the wreck and jumped into the water at the mill race, but was found by Eugene police. The female passenger suffered minor injuries. And police arrested 30-year-old Dennis Rotherham, a convicted felon, on Monday. They say he's accused of taking 4 rifles from the Cabela's in Springfield during 3 different visits. They say someone recognized Rotherham from a photo they released and notified police. They say that tip then helped them find one of the stolen rifles, but 3 of them are still missing. Well, tonight, as the Eugene Emeralds take on the Tri-City Dust Devils, those early bird fans might be getting a little something extra at the game. And Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen is live at PK Park with more details on that, plus a look at tonight's Storm Tracker 9 forecast. Marissa, how's it going?
Yeah, that's right, Oscar. Beautiful weather out here this evening. Both teams are getting warmed up right now. The first pitch isn't until 7:05, so we do still have some time until the actual game. But if you come here when the gates open, the first 1,000 people actually get freezer mugs with Eugene Emeralds logo on there. They're pretty cool. I'm hoping to have them soon. I just got to find the right person so I can show you guys them. Again, we're looking at great weather for this evening. Beautiful blue skies out here, and temperatures really aren't too bad either. Let's take a look at Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar first, where we do have mostly sunny skies. There are some cirrus clouds out there, but along the coast, looking at just a couple clouds, but most of us, again, are looking at mostly sunny skies. I just take a live look over Coos Bay and North Bend. Plenty of sunshine here. Currently, we're at 64 degrees, so warmer than this time yesterday, though it is breezier. Winds are out of the north at 25 miles per hour. Along the coast, low 60s in both Newport and Florence. Willamette Valley, upper 70s. Not going to rule out us bumping up 1 or 2 more degrees. 80 in Roseburg at this hour. If you're planning on heading out here this evening or anywhere inland, temperatures will slowly cool into the low 70s and upper 60s by about 9 o'clock. We're not expecting a drop of rain at all, not even here at PK Park or anywhere across Western Oregon. I'll have a close look at your forecast and if we'll stay dry through the weekend coming up in just a bit. Oscar?
All right, thank you, Marissa. Well, today was the big day. President Trump sat down face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin for the first time today at the G20 summit. The two leaders shook hands for the cameras ahead of their highly anticipated closed-door meeting. Both appeared cordial.
We look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States.
Leaders at the summit also posed for a class photo inside, while outside, thousands of protesters demanded death to capitalism. German police were forced to use tear gas and water cannons to disperse them. Well, attorney generals in 18 states, including Oregon and the District of Columbia, are suing Education Secretary Betsy DeVos. They're upset over her decision to suspend rules that are supposed to protect students from abuses by for-profit colleges. The rules were created under President Obama's administration to make schools financially responsible for fraud and to keep them from forcing students to resolve complaints outside court. They were supposed to take effect July 1st, but DeVos says they need to be rewritten, saying they created a muddled process that's unfair to students and schools. Covering Oregon now, a paralyzed Portland police officer stands with the help of robotic legs to accept a promotion. But as Pat Doris explains, the story behind that moment is full of pain and sorrow, but also moments of determination and joy.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
This is a day Portland police officer Paul Meyer looked forward to for years.
Oh, jeez. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Congrats, man.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
There are phone calls of congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that very much, Brian. That's huge. Thank you.
And talk of future assignments.
Thanks. It's out of the comfort zone. It's a whole new challenge, and there's a lot riding on it with everything going on, so I'm excited about that. Yeah.
As the crowd grows for Meyer and the others who will be promoted here, it feels a bit overwhelming.
There's tons of people here, man. It is crazy.
More crazy than you can imagine.
It's amazing. I'm going to go rolling up.
To understand it all, take a step back in time. Paul Meyer lived his dream job as an able-bodied Portland cop.
Yeah, absolutely. Loving work. It was the best ever. I couldn't believe I was getting paid to do the things I was doing. I would have done it for free.
He joined the Bureau as a 22-year-old, then quickly moved up to Special Weapons and the Tactical Team, where he spent 8 years. He loved it all. Even the raw weather that lashed his ATV training mission on Hayden Island back in 2012.
And we were, in a line and I was a couple back from the lead, and we were heading back. And then the next thing I remember was a good 10 to 12 days after the accident.
The top half of a tree the size of a telephone pole snapped in the wind.
Hitting directly on top of the helmet.
The impact crushed his spine. Surgeons eventually pieced it back together, but the nerves were shot. He'll never walk again. The days of standing with his sons fishing were over.
I was a wreck.
It took weeks for it to sink in. Portland police stationed an officer outside his hospital room night and day.
I was never alone, even after, all the way through my whole stay in the hospital. I was there for 51 days.
They were there in case he needed anything, and he did.
Day 15, I tried to go through my first therapy session, and I didn't make it. I couldn't make it even through. I couldn't make it through any of it. And it just tore me up. And I remember the next day calling my wife, bawling, going, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to work this. And she's like, who's outside the door? Have him come in. I'm on the way.
The officer convinced Meyer to ease up, to forget his old fit self and focus on progress over the next year. He'll never forget the support. It allowed his wife, Mary, to leave for hours and take care of their boys while he healed.
And it helped me too. I was never alone. So if I had a hard time, I could call somebody in and we could talk and laugh and joke. And yeah, it was pretty amazing. Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
He'd always had that positive attitude and over time applied it to his new reality.
You know, I could spend time being upset and angry or depressed and not happy about what happened. But all the time I spend doing that, I lose with them. I lose with my family, I lose with my wife, I lose with my kids. I can't do that. I don't have the time for that. I have time to spend time with them and have fun and enjoy life. And so that's what I try to focus on doing.
But it was not easy for any of them.
I get emotional about it still. Mourning the life that we had. And learning how to live in this new state. It's tough. Paul makes it look easy, and it's hard every day.
Everything is different.
It is overwhelming. Some days are really, really difficult. You know, he's in pain a lot.
It's impossible to ignore.
There is nerve pain that I still have. You know, I can't wear shorts. I got swelling so badly in my lower legs that I've got to wear these wraps, the compression wraps, to try to, you know, around from my knee down through to my foot.
But he'd rather not talk about it. There are new adventures, shooting bows with his boys, salmon fishing, even skydiving.
He wants to do this. He wants to live life.
And in quiet moments, he knows it could have ended so much worse. He's visited the police memorial in Washington, D.C., where he shaded the name of Officer Tom Jeffries, killed by a gunman in Portland 20 years ago.
You know, as I'm shading his name, I'm like, my name's not on this wall. You know, and I see all these pictures of these kids, you know, of them with their dads or moms at, you know, leaving memorials and things, and my family doesn't have to do that. And so it was just one of those moments where, man, I'm fortunate. I'm very lucky.
I'd like to welcome everyone to this promotion ceremony this morning.
Which is why this day is so special.
Stand to get my badge.
That's awesome.
I can't tell you how excited I am.
He'd returned to work, focused on doing his best, reset his sights on a goal from before the accident, becoming a sergeant. Today, that dream became reality.
Paul Meyer.
And to top it all off, Paul Meyer stood with special robotic legs to accept the promotion. The chief asked Mary to officially give him his sergeant's badge.
I love you.
A day, years in the making, left hardly a dry eye in the room.
That was Pat Doris reporting. Sergeant Meyer will be transferred to the Professional Standards Division, where he'll track officers who get complaints or use excessive force. All new tonight on KEZI 9 News at 5. Volunteers helped drop off shoes for our Kicks for Kids campaign today. We'll have a closer look at the donation results coming up. But first, could how we treat our bodies now affect how independent we are when we're older? The answer when we come back. Well, now to a health alert. Living longer is one thing, but living better in our later years is something else completely. So what if the choices you made now could help preserve your independence later in life? Emily Rao explains.
Cooking dinner, driving to see the family, paying bills on time. Simple tasks we often take for granted, but freedoms that we can lose with age. The fact is, while most people want to lead an independent life, physically and mentally, when they reach their 80s, many do not. A new study, however, reveals some things people can change while still independent that could improve their quality of life later on. Researchers in Sweden looked at hundreds of men over the age of 70 and followed them for more than 16 years. They studied who might ultimately develop dementia or become unable to perform activities needed to live alone. It turns out that people who never smoked, were not obese, and ate a Mediterranean diet tended to enjoy more independence with age. These same factors also led to increased longevity. Bottom line, as we continue to live longer, making healthy lifestyle choices can help preserve options later on in life. With this Medical Minute, I'm Emily Rao.
Oh, you'll soon be able to buy your Nike shoes on Instagram. Nike says it won't be long before you can shop for new sneakers on their social media site. With about 700 million people using Instagram every month, the sportswear maker is hoping to reach a whole new group of younger customers. And if you decide to peruse Instagram while you're at the beach, here are a few ways from Popular Science to make sure you don't accidentally destroy your phone. Don't leave your phone in direct sunlight. On a hot day between the sun and sand, the heat can crack your screen, drain your battery, and in some cases, make your phone explode. Sand gets everywhere, even into your phone's ports. Prevent this by using an impermeable case or a plastic Ziploc bag. Those Ziploc bags are also great for keeping water out, too. Popular Science also recommends investing in a waterproof case like Dry Case or LifeProof. And speaking of the beach, as of July 12th, that's next Wednesday, there's a new beach opening in Portland. Poets Beach is the city's first designated swim area on the Willamette, and you can find it near the west side base of the Markham Bridge. When the beach officially opens, it'll be staffed with lifeguards. There'll also be life jackets available for swimmers to borrow and a few other amenities.
There will also be park hosts, there'll be picnic tables, some porta potties, and out in the river, you can't see it right now because it's not there, but there will be a floating line that indicates the area that's safe to swim in.
Well, the beach is only a pilot project, but the people behind it hope the beach becomes a permanent fixture in the community.
Well, I am live here at PK Park, and I finally got my hands on one. I'll have a look inside this box and what you could get tonight for free, as well as a look at your forecast coming up next.
Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzek.
Well, we have made it. We have made it to Friday here at PK Park. Yes, for a lot of us, it's been a short work week with 4th of July on Tuesday. But nonetheless, it's finally the end of the work weekend where you have the weekend ahead of us. Now, if you're planning on coming down here to PK Park, get ready for some great weather. First pitch is at 7:05 tonight. And for the first 1,000 people that come here, yes, you get one of these. It's a nice, awesome freezer mug here. You can see with the Eugene Emeralds logo there. It is a great mug here. Comes with a box as well, which you saw earlier. Everyone loves boxes, right? And bubble wrap if that's something you like as well. But again, first 1,000 people that make it through the main gate, the home plate gate. So you do have to come in that entrance that is right behind home plate to get one of these. Only for the first 1,000 people that come out to tonight's game. And it should be a great game. If the M's don't win, at least the weather is going to be nice. Let's take a look at your weather right now. Live look outside. We are looking at mostly sunny skies across western Oregon, including for those of you up in Corvallis. Temperatures at this hour are close to that 80-degree mark. We're at 77 in Corvallis. Winds are out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour. In Eugene, we're also at 77, but 80 in Roseburg. Along the coast, low to mid-60s at this moment. As you take a look at Storm Tracker 9 satellite and radar, we do have some cirrus clouds moving through, but mainly just for the Willamette Valley and the Coast Range. Out along the coast, we are awaiting the marine clouds, but right now, still looking at mostly sunny skies as high pressure is in full control of our weather, and it's going to remain in control for the foreseeable future. So taking a look at the next few hours here on Storm Tracker 9 Stormcast, we'll head through about 11 o'clock tonight. You can already see a few marine clouds developing there, so if your plans this weekend take you to the coast to do some camping, just get ready for that as we move into early tomorrow morning. You can see a lot more marine clouds along the coastline, maybe some patchy clouds inland as well, though most of us should start off tomorrow with the mostly sunny skies. By lunchtime, we clear out inland if you have the clouds develop, and out along the coast, also seeing the marine clouds pushing just offshore. By the time we head to about 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, mostly clear skies across all of western Oregon. That is before the marine clouds move back in along the coast as we get into Saturday night. So again, tonight, looking at marine clouds along the coast, inland mostly clear. Those will be in the mid to upper 50s, but that won't be until tomorrow morning. By the afternoon tomorrow, temperatures will climb into the low to mid 60s. Still a bit breezy, winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 with gusts near 25. For those of you in the Umpqua Basin, mid to upper 80s, mostly sunny skies for your Saturday. A great start to the weekend as well. The Cascades expect low 80s in the foothills, low 80s also across the passes. So a great weekend to get out and about and see those sights up in the mountains. Finally, for the Willamette Valley, expect mid 80s tomorrow. So we'll add on a few degrees. That's because we won't have the clouds to start off the day like we had this afternoon. Taking a look At the 7-day forecast out along the coast, I've made some minor adjustments here or there, but still looking like we'll see the marine clouds develop each night and then lingering into the morning, eventually transitioning back to mostly sunny skies by the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s and lows will continue to be in the low to mid 50s. As you take a look at the Umpqua Basin, sunny skies this weekend. Highs will be in the upper 80s, mid 80s as we move into Monday and Tuesday as some marine clouds move in Sunday night into Monday. But temperatures will try to make another run for 90 degrees as we move into next week. If you're camping this weekend up in the mountains, get ready for sunny skies. Temperatures across the passes will be in the mid 70s, near 80 degrees. If you're traveling all the way across the passes and into central Oregon this weekend, it'll be even hotter. We are looking at a good chance to see some 90s there, sunny skies. We do have red flag warning that's still in effect for central Oregon, so there may be some restrictions depending on where you're staying about campfires and stuff like that. So just make sure you know before you go. And finally, for the Willamette Valley, expect mid 80s this weekend, mostly sunny skies. Great weather for the Oregon Country Fair as well as the Special Olympics Oregon up in Corvallis and any other events that you have going on this weekend. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid 80s. We will cool down a bit on Monday. That's because we'll see some marine clouds moving in Sunday night into Monday morning, but still looking at 7 days of sunshine. Can't really beat summer here in Oregon. Looking at some great weather as well tonight to round out the work week and a great night to head out here to PK Park to watch the Eugene Emeralds again. First pitch is at 7:05 and the first 1,000 people that come here will get one of those free freezer mugs. Oscar?
Well, it's going to be KEZI folks handing out those freezer mugs, so it should be a whole lot of fun. All right, thank you so much, Marissa. I appreciate it. Well, it's a treat that many of us love, chocolate. And when we come back, we'll show you why today is the day to show your appreciation for the tasty snack. Well, attention all you chocolate lovers out there. Today is your day. That's because today is World Chocolate Day. There are several variations of this day throughout the year, everything from Truffle Day to National Hot Cocoa Day. But today is the day the world comes together in celebration of its true love of chocolate. So whether you love chocolate bars or chocolate ice cream, today's the day to indulge. Oh, chocolate blizzards, chocolate bears, I could keep going on forever. Well, we were telling you about it for weeks. Our Kicks for Kids campaign coming up next on KEZI 9 News at 5. The volunteers were out in full force today helping drop off all of those donations. We'll have a wrap-up of that drive still ahead. Plus, it's an annual tradition, the Oregon Country Fair. We'll have a look at some of the more iconic attractions that the fair has to offer next at 5 with Matt Templeman. And Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen is live at PK Park with more details on that free KEZI giveaway and a look at our Storm Tracker 9 forecast. That's coming up next.